So then in your 40s, around your 40s,
Yeah.
you decide one day, you just wake up and say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, or there's a story behind that.
So actually, like I started my first company actually when I was like 24 years old, 23 or 4 years old.
Okay.
Because like I think I had some like a business thing in my mind. Like I was very special, even when I was in university. So I still remember, like my teacher taught me back in university. Like you accept nothing, question everything. So they taught me and us how to become like a critical thinking person. So for me, I don't think I want to have like an ordinary life like others. So actually, I started my very first company when I was 23 years old.
Okay.
And after nearly 10 years, in 2012, I became a CEO in my former company. I was a founder there.
And for those of you that are watching, one of the questions that I'm often asked is, I'm afraid to become an entrepreneur because I'm afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Here's an example. First one, failed. My experience, I've had two that have failed. How was it when you had to face your family, your parents, and you failed?
I think this is very interesting thing. So, cause my dad is a basketball coach, my mom is a Chinese language teacher. So when I failed, my dad, we always had like kind of a family meeting thing. So I can share anything with them. So my dad always asks me, it's like a basketball match. My dad always say, what did you learn from these bad experiences? If you learn something,
right.
It's worth that. So for me, I feel like I can always get some like power from them.
So you fail, and then you have to get up again. What did you do there?
So for me, like I think very interesting. For me, I don't know, maybe from 14 something, I reflected myself. I realized I always see the good things from the bad things. This is my way of thinking. I don't know why. For example, when I first moved to the big city in Beijing, when I was 14 years old, in 7th grade, I had a very strong countryside accent or dialect.
Right.
So I still remember the first Chinese class when I was in my school. So my teacher asked me to read the Chinese paragraph, but I read it in a very strong countryside dialect. So many people, they started laughing at me. You know what I thought about myself? I looked around, I told myself, I'm so humorous. I can make people laugh. I think 99% people, when they felt like other people laughed at them, they thought, okay, maybe they were not good at doing something. But for me, I always see the good thing. When I was 14 years old, I still remember that moment. I told myself, I'm very humorous. So next time, when the Chinese teacher said, who wants to read the paragraph? So I'm the first one to put up my hand. So this is me.
So you learn, and you have to get back up. When does HouHai come
very good
to your mind?
I think in 2 years ago, I'm a father of two. So I went out to look for some training schools for my two children. So I went to visit several of them, but I had very bad experiences of that. I feel like, okay, this is what they do right now. Why not I do something on my own for my own children? So the original idea was to find an appropriate school for my own children. And then I met Alan. Now is my business partner. And we were colleagues back in 2003 in New York School, very biggest educational school in China. So he had the same ideas as well. He's a father of two, so he went around and he was not satisfied with all the training schools in Beijing. So we clicked. We say, why didn't we create, or why didn't we start our own business to make a school for our own children? And then we thought about it, we made the business plan, but then we realized in China, the reputation or word of mouth is very important. So we look around, we try to find whether we can buy one instead of starting something from scratch. Because even you have the best facilities, the best location, best teachers, but parents don't trust you. They don't know what their children will be in several years.
So you wanted an established brand that already had some loyalty.
Yes, so that's why HouHai came to our eyes.
And why is, I've noticed that in China, education.
Yeah.
In the United States, we have a big emphasis on education, but not to the point that I have seen here.
Yes.
Children go to school throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then they get extra classes in the evenings or on weekends as well.
Yes.
This is where HouHai comes in.
Yeah.
Why the emphasis on education?
I think for because if you look at Chinese history, you can see that when we were young, we realized education is a way for many people.